Yarbigar, mateys. There be pirates among us.
Sorry, man, I couldn't resist the pirate pun. For those who follow, you understand. For those who don't, contact the Admiralty and ask them about it. Anyhow, episode 49, which was my last clip up, was all about the European Space Agency and the Philae Rosetta Comet mission. We had 3 serious researchers on the show, myself, Jason Lindgren, and James Alfred. And to add to that, Jason, in the episode, for those of you that followed, found a couple more guys who were using hard, cold science, and they had, independent of any of us, challenged the very same things that we brought up, which actually I brought up in the initial clip I did, I think over 2 years ago. There is a re-upload on it about a year ago. But what happened after I posted it is my video got flagged and all the advertising got pulled, which isn't that big a deal. What are you talking about, $5 or something on a good day? Point is, it seems like an infringement on free speech to me, because what I did is called the folks who run the ads on my YouTube channel. And the reason I hired those folks is to protect me from YouTube. So I actually have a phone number to call if something happens, because when YouTube does something to your channel, you're pretty much at the mercy of YouTube at this point. Anyhow, what they told me was a couple weeks ago, and you may notice that coincides with the time that you quit getting notifications in your feed that the people you follow put up new videos. They said a couple weeks ago YouTube claimed that a bunch of advertisers had begun to pull their advertising from YouTube because of hate speech and other things. And so I ask you, what has that got to do with my clip? And while pulling the advertising isn't really that big a deal, there's not that much money on YouTube. There never has been, and seemingly YouTube takes most of it anyhow. The point is that they're pulling it because of the content, which is free speech. There is no abusive language in that clip. There is no foul language in that clip. There are 3 honest researchers backed up by at least 2 or 3 from the science community who did the math and asked the same questions independent of us, and we are speaking truth to power. We are demonstrating that the European Space Agency did not land on a comet. It's not that arguable, actually, when you break it down. It seems that what has happened in our world is that over time, our culture has adopted many, many falsehoods. And in the modern era, as so many of us wake up to these falsehoods and begin to challenge them, we're going to find resistance. I don't know if this is the opening salvo. YouTube did provide a way for me to submit a re-review, so we will see what happens there. But we've been saying for a long time that we could see free speech diminishing on YouTube. And so I'm asking you, man, are we getting ready to jump the shark here? Is YouTube going to become a place where people who do serious research and speak truth to power have no voice? If that's the case, we're all going to have to be headed off to private websites. I'm not sure how the community feels about this. Usually when it has anything to do with advertising, people kind of flip you off and don't care too much about it, but that's not really the point. As I mentioned before, it's not that much money. It's not the money or the advertising that really matters here. What matters is they're flagging content and saying it's not suitable to be treated in the normal fashion. And the content they are flagging here is honest to goodness research that speaks truth to power and points out a very probable fraud that has been perpetrated. So anyhow, there it is. I thought I'd bring you all up to speed, and episode 50 is in the bag pretty quick here. We've got a lot of the research done. We'll be recording on Wednesday, and I hope to see you back here. Anyhow, let's all watch to see if YouTube jumps the shark. Fonzie did.